Sir, we are live on YouTube now. Could you check, please, Vishal sir? Vishal sir?
I'm checking, Dr.
Yes, sir, it is working.
Right, sir. Live on
Yes,
YouTube now.
we are live now.
Vishal sir.
Yes, sir, we are live now.
Vishal sir?
Yes, sir. So, very good morning, Director Sir, Dr. J.S. Sundalji. Very good morning, and thank you for joining.
Vishal sir?
Anji, Vikas ji.
Vishal sir, I made Mr. Amit Sharma as co-host. Like, who else to be made co-host for presentation?
Dr. Josan and me. And
Yes, sir. Otherwise, like from IIT, sir.
No, it's okay. Dr. Amit, can you tell me who else is required to be the co-host?
No.
You only want the access for
Yes.
the co-host? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Good morning, Amdul sir. Director sir, good morning.
Anji, good morning, sir. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Yeah.
Welcome, Dr. Saab. Thank you for joining and sparing the time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so delighted to join. I mean, this is something going to be very informative for me as well. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. It's Dr. Vikasdeep who takes the initiative so for innovative ideas.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
But it's a team, right? So you have been
Yes.
able to make a good team. I mean, that's more important.
No doubt. Our team is, sir, excellent.
So it's the team lead and ultimately the team that counts. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So nice. Sir.
Sir, can you make Mr. Chetan co-host?
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. I'll do that.
Yeah, because if one PC is not working properly,
Mr.
so we can just
Mr.
switch.
Chetan Dhiman.
Yes, Chetan. Yes.
I'll do, sir. I'll do.
Okay, thank you.
It's done, sir.
Okay, sir. So can we start, sir?
Sir, we are waiting for the Honorable Vice Chancellor to join.
Okay,
So
sir. Okay, sir.
as he joins, we will
No
start.
issue.
So very good morning to all of you. So I am thankful to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, for permitting for the webinar for the topic virtual labs. So if you permit, can we start, please?
Yeah, please start.
Thank you very much, sir. So Dr. Vikas, can we start with our University Dhuni?
Sure, sir. I'll request everybody to kindly rise to the University Dhuni, please. I'll just play it.
Thank you, Dr. Vikas. So on the behalf of Center for E-Learning and Teaching Excellence, Punjabi University Patiala team, I warmly welcome Professor Arvind, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Punjabi University Patiala, Dr. Hundal, Director, Yadvindra Campus, Talwandi Sabo, and the team from the IIT Roorkee, who has kindly given the consent for delivering the webinar on the topic virtual labs. That is the requirement of the day, and during the COVID times, it was at most required. And I welcome all the dignitaries who have joined here on the Zoom platform and who have joined on the YouTube channel. And this is really a proud moment for Center for E-Learning and Teaching Excellence that we have 700 plus registrations for this webinar. This is the first time in the history that we have pre-registered the candidates, and we have 700 registrations. So thank you very much to all of you for the overwhelming response. So now I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to kindly deliver the inaugural address, please. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, please.
All right, so good. So first of all, I am very happy that such a program is being organized. It's a large event, and Center for E-Learning has been active in the university. In this particular program, first of all, a very prestigious institution, which is IIT Roorkee, is involved. So I'm thankful to their team for agreeing to kind of conduct this program over at Punjab University today. And the second aspect is that the theme. So one has to move towards giving an experience to the student through the e-processes. So it's not just a video or a delivery or material. It is the experiments or a lab which is being talked about. I must tell you that when COVID started, I was teaching a very large lab course at IISER Mohali, which was the first year XCT magnetism lab. So COVID, if you remember, came somewhere in March. Everything was closed and 1 month of my lab was left. So I kind of took a week to put together material for the lab, which could be conducted on the e-platform, which means that the experiments could be done at home. The instructions were given online. So it was a very rewarding experience for me. I mean, one of my students was sitting in Andaman, another was sitting in Jaipur. Someone had access to market, someone didn't have access to market. So we could produce variations of those experiments, which could be done with whatever material that was available. I somehow realized that the students engaged in this model with the experiments much more than what they do when they actually carry out the experiments in the lab. So that was a good experience, which kind of I internalized, and I think it's a very good idea to have interactive labs or e-labs where there is an instructor and the material is available to you at your home or in your classroom, and and then you work with that. Later on, we developed that for the next semester. We bought material which was couriered to all the students, and the entire lab was run through eLab. So given the fact that lots of measurements can be done through cell phones, lots of other sensors can be used to do various kinds of things, I think you can do amazing work by a home lab, which is situated at the student's end and giving instructions through the e-medium. So I don't know what platform the current team is going to use, but diversity in the education processes is very important. And I think today's workshop will be a step forward. If I had the time, I would have attended the whole thing. At some stage, maybe I will share my experiences and my experiments, which are now available also as videos and so on. Because, you know, it's you also become much more interactive and more organized when you know that the student is at a remote location. So I think these technologies and platforms should be used extensively, and people should benefit, because we are a large country, and lots of the times we are always talking about facilities, but more than facilities, we should be able to facilitate the student and the mind of the student through various processes. So I'm really happy that such a program is happening. If it is being recorded, I will definitely dip in and have a look at the kind of modules which IIT Roorkee team is going to deliver. I'm also happy that our Talwandi Sabo campus is involved. I see Professor Hundal joining the program. So our campuses should also come together, and a lot of resource sharing on the virtual platforms should happen even across our campuses. So in the next session, we are hoping that we will have some kind of a common classroom where instructor and students don't have to be in the same physical location. Maybe the Center for E-Learning should take lead and develop such a thing to begin with between two locations, then for between more locations. So with these words, I once again welcome you, and I hope you will have a good program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We have already seen the lab setup you have developed during the COVID times. So all will be very happy if you can just, sir, whenever you got the time, if you can share the that video you have recorded for your own experiences. So whenever you got the time during this webinar. So thank you very much. So Dr. Vikas, can we go ahead with Dr. Joson's next talk on the introduction about the team from the IIT Roorkee, and then we go ahead with webinar. Thank you very much. Dr. Joson, unmute yourself, please.
Hello, good morning to all. Today, as we know that we are gathered here for this particular session, especially on the virtual lab, and the session will be handled by the 4 speakers that are from IIT Roorkee. We have among us Amit Sharma ji. He is working as project associate at IIT Roorkee, and he is MTech in computer science and engineering. We also have Mr. Chetan ji. He is also project associate, and Mr. Jaspeer Singh ji. He is pursuing MTech in power electronics and working as a project associate on the virtual lab. And also among them we have Mr. Pankaj ji. Mr. Pankaj ji also joined us in this session. So now I request the team members to please start the session and enlighten us with the know-how of the virtual labs. Over to Mr. Amit ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So in a few seconds, I'm just going to share my screen with you. So is my screen is visible to all, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It is
Yes, sir. It
visible.
is
Yes, sir,
visible.
it's visible, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it's visible, gentlemen. It's
Thank you,
quite
thank you.
visible.
Thank you so much. So first of all, good morning to everyone, and on the behalf of Team Virtual Lab, myself Amit Kumar Sharma, and I am welcome you all to in this webinar. So in this 1 hour session, we divide our time into 3 parts. First, I will give you a brief introduction about virtual lab. Then my colleague will explain you that how you can access these labs and perform the experiment on this platform. And at the end, we will discuss that how you can become our nodal center and become a part of our team. So first of all, the objective of this webinar is to give you everyone the basic idea and understanding of working and development of virtual lab, that how you can access and perform the experiment and how you can develop your own virtual lab and become a part of our mission. So in this session, we will discuss the objective of online labs, the features. Then we discuss that what is the difference between physical lab and online lab. Then we will demonstrate some experiment to you, so you become familiar. And at the end, we will discuss the development activities. So first of all, what is virtual lab? Basically, virtual lab is a project initiated by our Ministry of Education under a mission entitled National Mission on Education through Information and Communication Technology. So when we are referring the term information and communication technology, we are talking about internet. So Government of India wants to enhance the learning process of our user with the help of internet. So it will start a mission under which there are so many small projects running simultaneously, so that a user can use internet and learn and become a self-learner. So a virtual lab is a complete learning management system where students can avail various tools of learning, including additional web resources, video lectures, animated demonstration, and self-evaluations. The motivation behind virtual lab is, as sir already told, that in a situation like COVID, when a user are not able to access the physical lab, then the physical presence of a user become a barrier between the experimentation. So physical distance is always a barrier. Then there are some colleges in India who are not able to set up labs because the labs involves so many sophisticated and costly equipments, and they are not able to buy these types of instrument for their students. And also, if a college set up a physical lab, then the skilled manpower who can use these types of sophisticated instruments are very few. So good lab facilities and updated lab experiments are always be a constant for any engineering college. So to overcome all these problems, we developed our virtual labs. So physical distance will never become a constant or a barrier to our user to perform the experiment. So to overcome all these problems, we provide our user a remote access to the lab in various disciplines of science and engineering through our virtual lab platform. So a user can perform the experiment from their own place. And also, as we all know that there are two types of students, one are quick learner and some are slow learner. So quick learner need less time to learn the concept, but a slow learner will take some time to learn the concept and take the advantage of our labs. So in virtual lab, a user can learn at their own pace because our virtual lab are available 24/7 and a user can perform the experiment as many times as they want. We are not bound our user in a time period. So a user can learn at their own pace and become a self-learner. We always encourage our user to become a self-motivated self-learner so that they don't require any teacher or any classroom for their studies. And also to share the costly equipment, it means that we provide some simulators to our user so they don't require any type of hardware or instrument to perform the experiment. So when we achieve our all these objectives, then we will find that we developed an environment where everyone and every student be on a same page. It means they can access the same data what a student from IIT or a NIT or a private college can access. So everyone have the same opportunity to learn. So as I told you, we are trying to develop a complete learning management system in which a user can come on our platform and get all the necessary data required to perform the experiment to learn a topic. That's why we include e-content, e-tutorial, e-books, video demonstration, open source internet links to our user. So users are not feel that they are bound and they require to open some another website to get the information. We provide all the information on a single click on a single page. So as I told you that our virtual lab is a part of a mission entitled National Mission on Education through Information and Communication Technology. So the main portal of this mission is Sakshat. So a student from any branch, from any discipline can access Sakshat, on which they will find that there are so many projects run by our Ministry of Education, and all the data and all the information on this platform are free of cost and available 24/7. Here you can see that there are some links which you will find on Sakshat portal. The first one is NPTEL. As you all know that NPTEL is a project in which the expertise from different institutes upload their lectures in a video format, and they will provide so many certificates and so many courses free of cost to their users. And also you will find spoken tutorial on which a user can learn all the open source softwares and technology free of cost. And also you will find virtual labs on Sakshat portal also. So Sakshat portal is a information hub to a student who wants to enhance their learning process with the help of internet 24/7 free of cost. So here you can see some features of our virtual lab. As I told you that our lab are 24/7 available, and you just require a laptop or a PC with the internet connection, and you can access all these labs from your place, from remote place, from anywhere. You can perform these experiments. Then we developed our virtual lab on a common web interface. It means whatever experiment you want to perform, it will appear in a same and a single manner. You just click on the buttons, you will get the procedure, aim, theory, who is related to that particular experiment on a single page and a same order and a same interface. And then our experiments are very user friendly, because to perform these experiments, a user not required to download some softwares and not required to learn coding backend or front end. You just click on the buttons and experimentation will be performed automatically. So it is very user friendly. Then we will have high quality content. It means that the data you find on virtual lab are high quality and you can rely on it, because this data is uploaded by our experts and thousands of quality checks performed on it before uploading to our platform. So you can rely on it. Here you can see some of the difference and the edge of our virtual lab over physical labs. The first thing is cost. As I told you, that to set up a physical lab in a college requires lots of money, because it involves sophisticated instruments. So to set up a physical lab requires lots of money, but in virtual lab, you just require a PC with an internet connection and you can perform and access all the labs related to engineering, science, or some another stream on a single page. So cost almost becomes zero when we're talking about our virtual lab in terms of cost. Then availability. Our labs are available 24/7, but physical labs, a user can access physical labs with a time-bound period. So a user can perform experiments on a very limited time space. But in virtual lab, we give a freedom to perform these experiments 24/7 at any time. Then experimentations. In virtual lab, you have lots of scope of innovation, but when we perform experiments in our physical labs, we perform these experiments in a very orthodox manner. So there are some things or some concepts you can only learn through virtual lab, because we have provided a lot of innovation in our virtual lab. Then user experience. We know that doing experiment on a physical instrument is always be the best practice, but in a situation like COVID, when we are not able to access our labs, then we will provide the second best option. And if a student perform the experiment virtually before going to their physical lab, then the percentage of error will automatically decrease, because a user know that what they are going to do in their experiment physically. So it is also useful even if you have a physical lab in your college. Here you can see the broad areas, and we are trying to integrate and cover all other areas which are not listed in our list now. So we developed so many labs, and this development process is going on continuously. Here you can see that there are so many institutes which become a part of our team, like IIT Delhi, IIT Mumbai, and doing work to achieve our goal that at some day we provide all the experiment on our virtual lab platform to our user. You can see some screenshot of our virtual lab. These types of model we provide to our user, so they make correction, take the reading, and plot a graph. Here you can see the national impact of our virtual lab project. You will see that around 1,300 nodal centers across the country become a part of our journey, and they are doing experiments on virtual lab platform on daily basis. We are going to institutes and perform these types of workshops offline, and the number is around 4,000 till date. And there are lots of participants and usage of our virtual lab. Then here you can see the basic part, the very important part of our session, that how you can perform these experiments. So you just require an internet connected PC, and you just type the URL www.vlab.co.in. Here you can see a tab on which the experiment developed by our nodal centers are uploaded, and when these experiments checked by our experts, after checking, it will upload it on our main portal. So at the end of this session, we will discuss that how you can become a nodal center and how your students develop virtual lab for this mission. So our user are those students who want to learn experiments from other branches can access our virtual lab. Different colleges who can make these virtual labs as a part of our curriculum can also be our user, and colleges who don't have access to expensive equipment and lab facilities. And these, as I told you, that these experiments are very user friendly. So a student from class 5th or a 6th can perform these experiments and make their mind that in which field they are going to pursue their higher education. So everyone and anyone can perform these experiments. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Chetan, who gives you a demonstration that how you can access these labs and perform the experiments. So, Chetan sir.
Thank you so much, sir. So, first of all, I would like to welcome all of the participants to this workshop on the virtual laboratories. I'm Chetan Dhiman from Virtual Labs. I'm here with you to give you the demonstration on some of the experiments from the virtual laboratory. Just give me a second, I'll share my screen. So as Sir told you about the virtual laboratory, so this is our main website, www.vlab.co.in. Initially, when we come up onto this website is divided into 3 different parts. First one is the objective and the philosophies. Then we have the broad areas of the virtual laboratory. So basically, this is our main website, and this is the broad areas of the virtual laboratory. From here, we can access any of the stream available on the virtual lab platform. So here we have different engineering science fields, physics, chemistry, and the other also. So we have biotechnology, biomedical, electronics, computers, mechanical, electrical, each and everything is available on this particular portal. Then we have the list of participating institutes. So basically, this is the overall coordinators of this virtual lab platform. These are the 12 participating institutes who came up with each other to develop some of the new things and provide the overall virtual lab sessions and experiments on this particular portal. So right now on the virtual lab platform, we have more than 1100 experiments available so that we can take the access of each and every experiment. So for today, I'll show you some of the experiment from the virtual laboratory. And on the virtual lab platform, we divided our experiment with 2 to 3 types of experiment. The first one is for the basic students, very basic experiments are available. Like we have the experimental kit available similar to our physical laboratory, and we have to provide the input with the help of our keyboard and mouse and provide the output which is came up, we have to interpret them. So for that, I'll show you first of the basic experiment from digital electronics lab. I hope that everyone must understand about that. So we have our electronics and communication section. When we click on the electronics and communication, every lab available on the electronics and communication part is available here. So we have to click on any of the laboratory, but for the demonstration, I choose the digital electronics lab, and this lab is designed by IIT Roorkee. So this is the laboratory, and this is the process from where we can access the laboratory. So our main part is that we just provide these lab with the similar pattern of physical laboratory, as we have our list of experiments in this particular lab. So in this experiment, we have 12 experiments, and in these 12 experiments, we have the lab manual for each and every experiment. So I'll choose the first experiment, verification and interpretation of truth table, which is one of the very basic experiment available on the virtual lab platform. So once I click on the practical, we have initially the aim, then we have the theory. So this is the complete theory regarding this particular experiment, and we can just revise ourselves for this particular experiment. Then after that, we have a pretest. We add a pretest table here. So in case if we are just coming up with a new experiment and a user from another engineering branch would just want to perform the experiment. So before performing the experiment, then it is required to have a few knowledge about that particular experiment. So for that, we just add a pretest here. So these are the 5 to 6 questions available, and we have to attempt these questions. And on the basis of our result, we have to click on submit quiz. Once we click on the submit, it will show you that how many of the questions are correct and what is your result. So you can evaluate yourself from this particular t-test tab. Then we have a procedure. So for the first time experiment, if any of the user just want to perform the experiment in the first time and he does not know about the procedure of that particular experiment, so it is mandate to read out the procedure once, and so that there are less number of mistakes in the simulator. So this is the complete procedure for this particular experiment. In this experiment, we have many gates available, and these are the procedure for performing that particular experiment. Then we have to move the simulator. So basically, this is the main part of our practical. Like we have a simulated page available. On this particular page, we have to perform the experiment. So in this particular cases, we have AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, NAND gate. So I'll choose AND gate from first. So here we see that we have 2 simulators available. The simulator 1, which is the exact replica of our physical laboratory, and then the simulator 2. So basically, simulator 2 is designed for the revision part. So what we have to do here, we have instructions available. If there is a problem while performing any of the experiment, what we have to do, we have to read the instruction, follow the instructions, and perform the experiment. So in this particular experiment, what we have to do, we have a gate available here. So we have to provide the input, and on the basis of that particular input, what will be the output, we have to provide that also, and we have to click on the check button. So for an example, if I click on 1 and 1, so the output of 1 and 1 in case of AND gate is 1, but I'll press here 0 and click on check button. It show me that the result is incorrect. So what I interpret here from this particular situation is incorrect. So I have to correct this particular situation and click on check button. It show me that this is the correct. So this part is for a revision. So we can just relate ourselves. I think the internet connection is smooth. Now we will move to the simulator 1. So this is the first simulator, and this simulator is similar to our physical laboratory. So what we have to do, we have the instructions available here. So according to the instructions, what we have to do, we have to initially connect the battery by clicking on the battery button. Then we have to switch on the power, and on the basis of switch 2 and switch 3, we have to provide the inputs. And on these inputs, with the help of the transistors, the output of the LED will change. So if I provide the input 1 and 1 for both of the cases, the result is true and the LED will glow. Then for 1 and 0, oh, sorry, 0 and 1, the output is 0 again. Then for 1 and 0, the output is 0 again. And for 0 and 0, the output is 0. So this is a very basic experiment of virtual laboratory. From here, we can understand about the truth table. So this is for the general awareness about how we can able to access the virtual laboratory. And I'll repeat once again that we have to open up vlab.co.in. Then from vlab.co.in, we have to move on to the desired engineering branch, and then select any of the experiment so that we can do the experimentation. So this is the first experiment from my side. Now I'll show you the second experiment from this engineering branch, which will be the second type of the experiment. Like in this particular experiment, what we have to do, we have to make the connections, and on the basis of those connections, if the connections are correct, it will show me that you can proceed, else you have to reset the values. So in the similar pattern, what we have aim, then we have the theory. So this is the complete theory for this particular experiment. Then we have a pre-test. Again, we have to follow these particular pre-test and self-evaluate ourselves. Then we have a procedure. So this is the complete procedure. What we have to do with the help of drag and drop, we have to make the connections and take the output. So in the simulator part, what we have two cases available here: NAND as a universal gate, NOR as a universal gate. So in case of the NAND as a universal gate, I'll click on the NAND as OR. So what we have to do, we have to make the connections and check for the results. Like for making A plus B here, what we have to do, we have to make the connections. So I'll provide A here and B here, and we have the outputs A bar and B bar here, and then these two values, and click on the check button. So once I click on the check button, it shows that the connections are right, and we can move them. So now next experiment. So this will continue with the similar pattern. So I hope that everyone know about just understand about the virtual laboratory, how we are able to access the laboratories, and what are the properties of the virtual lab, so that we can access the experiments. So shall I move on? Is there any query about the particular access of the experiments? Any of the person, if I have any query?
Sir, like we have lot many participants on YouTube as well, like more than 200. So like maybe we can take later questions, or we'll take it from the chat. Dr. Vishal will then discuss it.
Okay, okay, sure. Okay. So I'll move on to the next engineering branch. I'll show the experiment from chemistry department. For that, I am clicking on the chemical science engineering. Once I click on the chemical science engineering, we have the labs available on the chemical department, and we have a laboratory here, a molecular absorption spectroscopy lab. So I'll click on this particular laboratory, and then the pattern is same, the process is same. Like we have to click on the list of experiment, then we have the 10 experiment of this particular lab, and we can just perform any of the experiments. I'll choose the second one, solvent effect on the UV visible absorption spectra. So the pattern is same, the process is same. Initially, what we have to do, we have to read out the aim, then we have to revise our theory, or if so, this is the complete theory about this particular lab. Then
hello. Hello. Chetan.
Yes. Yes.
Could you please slow down a little bit, because on our YouTube channel, your video is lagging behind. Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Sir, YouTube will be at a lag of almost 10 to 15 seconds always.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So now we have the objectives here. So this is the objective, like to study the effect of solvents on the UV visible absorption spectra of a molecule. Then we have a procedure. So this is the complete procedure of this particular experiment. What we have to do again, then we have to move on to the simulator. So click here to perform the experiment. So this is our experimental setup. So in this particular experiment, what we have to select the follow the number of steps available in the lower part. Then the first step is we have to create a solvent here. So in this particular experiment, we have 5 different solvents available: cyclohexane, dioxane, acetonitrile, ethanol, e.g. So I'll choose any of them. So acetonitrile I'll choose here. So now what the second step is, we have to click on the volumetric flask. Once I click on the volumetric flask, it came up on the table. Then I'll choose the quartz cavity. So it also come onto the table. So I have to take in the sample from the flask with the help of pipette. So I'm audible to all?
Yes, sir. Now you're audible.
So this is the third step. And now I have to take the sample. For that, I'll click on the pipette. So once I click on the pipette, it will take up the sample. And again, I have to drop that sample to the cavity. Again, I have to click on the pipette. Now start the absorption spectroscopy. Once I click on the system, it will turn on the spectroscopy. I will click on the power on button. So in physical laboratory, it almost takes 30 minutes to warm up the lamps. And then what we have to do, we have to open the chamber of the spectroscopiometer. Then we have to place the cavity into the spectroscopiometer. Then we have to click on the reference solution, and this will automatically closed. And once it will manipulate the things, the lamp will start and show the result on the screen. So click on the system, it will show the results on the effects. So for the start input, we have to enter 430 as listed. Then for the end point, we have to enter 725 or 275 and click on the start button. Once I click on the start button, it shows the actual property of the solvent, what happens inside the spectrometer, and what are the graphs open up with the help of the wave. So this is the particular experiment, and with the help of this particular experiment, the solvent effect curve is available with the help of this particular experiment. So now we can able to perform this experiment in the laboratory also with the similar pattern. As we make the connections, as we make the experiments with the similar pattern or with the similar process as we perform the experiments in our physical laboratory. So this is a vice versa platform. So this is the third experiment from chemical engineering. And we have another lab also. And one more important thing I just want to share with you, like we start these program back in 2009, and from 2009 to 2015 we developed the experiments with the help of some paid softwares like MATLAB, LabVIEW, Flash Players, Quest 3D Players, and many others. So right now we are in the phase of migration of our virtual laboratory from the paid software to the open source environments. So some of the, maybe there are chances that some of the experiments are in the migration part, so that they are not properly available on the portal, but they are coming in some few time. So initially what we have, some of the labs are also available on this virtual lab platform who ask for the login ID. Like this is the one of the laboratory of inorganic chemistry. Once we move on to this particular laboratory, this wants you the login credentials. So for this, what you have to do, you have to click on the login part, and once you have to create the account for this particular laboratory. Like I have my own. So this is available for some of the experiments of Amrita Vishwavidyalaya. This only happens with some of the laboratories, not all of them. But we are in the phase like we are just converting these things to the another platform, so that everything will be similar to each and every part. So now we are in the phase of converting our paid software experiments to the open source environment experiments, so that we can just easily, we are just able to access these labs with the help of our mobile phones also, with the help of our laptops, computers, or any of the environment which is available with the help of internet. So these are the things which are available on the virtual lab platform. So this is the third experiment. I hope that all of you get the idea about the virtual laboratory and what happens with the experimentations and what is the process to perform these particular experiments. So now,
then sir, some of the experiments are explained by our colleague, Mr. Pankaj. So you just hand over the mic to.
Yeah, sure, sir, sure. So I hope that the idea behind the virtual laboratory is quite clear about the participants to the participants. So I'll hand over this session for mechanical engineering labs to Mr. Pankaj, and I hope that all of you get the idea about the virtual lab. So thank you so much. And if you have any query, we will discuss these queries in the last of this particular session. So over to you, Pankaj sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chetan sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, please.
Kindly put off your slides, please, or like he'll proceed from here only.
Vikasji, I just wanted to know, is there anybody to present experiments on physics? I mean, physical sciences. I mean, do we have any here?
Yes, sir, we have. Pankaj, please explain some experiments.
Kindly use physics, please, sir.
Yeah, please.
Like I would like
Sure,
to
sir,
know
sure,
what
sir,
all
they will.
experiments can be conducted, what are the limitations?
Yes, sir, definitely, sir, definitely.
Yeah,
Pankaj, explain the experiment from physical sciences.
yeah, I'll be glad if you do that. Yeah.
Good morning, sir. My name is Pankaj from Virtual Lab IIT Roorkee. So I will give you a demonstration of physical science. Yeah, in this there are mechanics virtual lab pilot. In this Newton's second law of motion. There are the you can see the theory procedure cells evolution simulator assignment reference feedback also. So aim of this experiment is to find the acceleration of the card in the simulator. Okay, this is the theory of this experiment, and next is the procedure of this experiment and cells evaluation piece. So first, next we move on the simulation. Okay, full screen. You can see the experiment of Newton's second law of motion. In this, here are the variable section preferring the simulation variable region. Change friction. You can change that randomly increasing or decreasing order. Okay, this slider helps you to change the coefficient of friction of the surface. So adjust the coefficient of friction of the surface using change friction slider. Okay, next is a change hanging weight. You can change the randomly. Okay, I will 24. Okay, change hanging weight. This slider helps you to change the hanging weight. The change will be in grams. Okay, next is a change cart weight. This slider helps you to change the cart weight. The change will be in grams. Okay, change the pointer position. Next is change the pointer position. You can see the this is the pointer position. Okay, so I will change this 70. Okay, 70 randomly. So then the start button. I click on the start button. The experiment is performed. Okay, you can see the graphical representation in the distance and time. Okay, you can see the graph is the parabolic. Okay, now show the result. You can see the time taken to reach pointer is 0.705 second. Pointer distance is 69 centimeter. Acceleration is 2.779 meter per second square. Okay, so this is the experiment of Newton's second law of motion. Okay, close the full screen. Okay, sir. I will hand over to the Amit sir.
Okay, thank you. So, what I think, Mr. Chetan, can you explain some of the experiment from physical science?
Hello. Yeah, Amit sir. Hello.
Can we have some time to explain experiments, some experiment from physical science, or just we
No,
wrap
no,
up.
please explain. You have enough time, sir. Please explain.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So I'll explain the experiment from other engineering branches also, as I check the list of participants, that some of the participants are from computer science engineering background also. So I'll give the demonstration on experiment from the computer science and engineering, 1 or 2 experiments, then we will move to the physical science labs. So this is the tab for the computer science and engineering, and in this particular laboratory we have many experiments available, and we have the data structures like the experiment. So this is the second way of lab available on the virtual laboratory. Like in this particular laboratory, we explain the algorithms also with the help of YouTube lectures. So similarly, the way of process of the experiment is same. Like I'll click on the bubble short experiment, then we have the initially tabs available, like overview, then recap. So this is the recap about the bubble shoot. Then we have the pretest available. So this is the same part as we covered up previously. Then we have the bubble shoot available. So in this what we have to add for this particular session, like we have the concept available. So in this particular part, we just create a video about the concept of the bubble shot and it's placed here, so that everyone before performing the experiment can understand the thing about the bubble shot. Then we have the algorithm, again the steps and the algorithm, and a video lecture link also available for the particular laboratory. Then we have a demonstration part. So in this particular demo part, what we have to do, we have a array available, and for the demonstration part means the demo, like we have to set the speed of the demo for the first time users. For an example, like I'll set this and click on the start button. It just show me the comparisons, what happens at the back end, so that we can perform the bubble shot technique. So this is just for the reference that what we have to do in this particular experiment. Then we have a tab practice here. So in this particular tab, we have an array available of 1D array available. And in this particular lab, what we have to do, we have to observe and try to make the array in a sorted form with the help of bubble shot. So like in this particular tab, first index is 70, second index is 80, 84. So what we have to do, we have to next, click on the next. It shows that the answer is correct. And then the second point, we have to again compare the things like 84 and 17. So this is the thing, like we have to swap in this particular case. So click on the swap button. So it will automatically swap up the indexes of both the array. And then 8438 again swap, then 8441 swap, 8461, 8468, and 8496. This is next. So this is the first iteration I've completed, and it also shows that the answers is correct. And now again, for making the array in a ascending order, we have to again complete the iteration. And once the array is completed in the ascending order, then our bubble shot is done. So I'll click on the swap part. So again swap, and once again, one more thing, that if I interpret any of the thing wrong, then it will show that the incorrect. Think again, do we need to swap here? So this is also for a learning tool also, like we can learn about our mistakes. So the main part of virtual laboratory to learn from your own mistakes, or you can interpret your own mistakes and make your own observation about any of the thing on the platform available. So click on swap button, then again swap, and again next. So this is the second iteration I have done. Then again next. So the answer is correct. So this is the swapped form of this particular bubble shot experiment. Now this is the first experiment from data structure. Now we will check the other labs like computer programming lab. So this is one of a very good lab available on this particular platform, so that you can just take the advantages of the showing the sessions with the help of the theories, so that they can create their own representations and other things. So I'll click on the simulator part. So this is the complete problem available here. We have to integrate this particular function with the help of this steps of executions, and we have to provide the input value of A and B. Suppose so click on OK button, then click on start. So it also shows the steps of execution for this particular laboratory. So I click on next, next. So this is the complete way, and it also able to calculate the sum with the help of the graphical representations. So this is the way to perform the experiment from computer science engineering. So now any of the participant can access any of the person, or any of the person from this country can access any of the experiment virtually with the help of their mobile phone and internet connections. So these are the things available on your fingertips with the help of your virtual laboratory experimentations. We have theory sessions also available in this particular lab, and experimentations also. So this is all from my side for demonstration part. So I hope that it is quite clear about the virtual laboratory, what is virtual lab and what are the things available on the virtual lab platform, how you are able to access the laboratory or different labs, what is the procedure to perform the experimentation. Now I will hand over the mic to my colleague, Mr. Amit, so for the further.
Thank you, Mr. Chetan. I would like to hand over this mic to my colleague, Jasbir.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So I hope all the participants understand how you can use virtual lab, how can you do experiments from virtual lab. So this virtual lab program is very important and very beneficial from the point of view of a teacher, from the point of view of a student. So the students from any of the engineering college, they can do internship with the help of this virtual lab program as well as. And if you want to become a nodal center for virtual lab, what you have to do, only thing what you have to do is you have to send us a UI form, expression of interest form. You have to send us the interest form on our virtual lab email ID. We'll share the email ID with our sir, Amit sir, and the college from Punjab University. So you can take the UI expression of interest form, and you can send us the completely filled UI form if you want to become a nodal center of virtual lab, IIT Roorkee. Okay. So I hope all of you understand this virtual lab program and all the experiments. If you have any query, you can ask. Our team is here. Sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah.
So we encourage all our participants to.
Vishal sir, can you take up the questions with them, sir?
Yeah. So can you check if there are any questions from the YouTube participants?
Yes, sir. I have checked all the questions and also their queries. They are asking about the labs from computer science and other engineering branches. So I share the link for that particular lab. They can access those labs from there itself.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So generally the questions are about that only, like do they have for mechanical engineering and other engineering and all that? These are the kind of questions.
Yes, sir. They have asked about the labs from computer science and the labs from mechanical engineering. I have shared the link of that particular lab. They can access those labs.
Sir, I think one important question which Vishal sir has raised is like availability of these labs in regional languages. So how can we work on that?
Actually, sir, presently we are in a phase of converting these labs. So I think 100 labs are presently converting in English, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu. We are converting those labs. So maybe after June or July, you'll find those labs in regional languages. So.
That is wonderful. So
Yes.
our Punjabi University Patiala, you know, as it is, it has been established in the name of Punjabi language only. So
Okay.
we will really be happy to collaborate if we can convert into Punjabi, if there is any opportunity for Punjabi.
Yes, sure, sir, sure. We'll post your query to the ministry. So we can, maybe we'll try to convert those labs in Punjabi languages.
Yeah, because it will be really helpful for people. So,
yes.
So Director Dr. J.S. Hundalji, sir, any
excuse me,
from
sir.
your side?
There is one more question from the chat box, like how can we get the access to these labs? So basically, way of access is just go to the Google www.vlab.co.in, and there is nothing required like signing and nothing is required. You just open and perform the experiment. Some of the labs are available with the username and password I mentioned before earlier in this particular session, but they are in the migration part also, and they are these labs will also available with the open login credentials also. So for that,
Dr. Goyal,
can you? Yeah, sir, please.
I just want to be sure that if we are tying up with IIT Roorkee, I mean, that's my alma mater from where I did my PhD quite some time back, right? So, so I'm really very happy that we are going to collaborate with IIT Roorkee. And what I want to be sure is this facility of conducting experiments, will you be extending it to your regional centers and like our campus or campus at Kodda or some other campus, wherever these courses could be?
Sir, directly, I'll request directly you can tie up. So if you think that will be of help to you.
Can't it be done through main campus if main campus ties up? And
because sir, Amit sir, can you just explain how can be a nodal center and what are the requirements for the same? Because I let you know, we are from the Punjabi University main campus, and we do have a lot of regional and neighborhood campuses and the constituent colleges,
which are basically part of university only. They are not affiliated colleges, right?
Yes.
So they are all university employees, and these are all university departments which we have at extension centers, right?
Like as extension centers. So because you in our I think the document you have shared, you have told the requirement of a lab, physical lab.
Yes.
So can you just brief us what is the requirement, and if we are tying up view from the main campus and extend it to all the campuses that are the part of the institution. So I think the same facility has to be set up in the regional campuses, neighborhood campuses too.
Yes.
We have BSc and +1, +2 and other classes here. So I think it could be quite useful. I mean, that's what I find it.
Setting up a nodal center, we just required a computer lab, and there are some documentation like EOI form in which your college or your institute will fill up all the details, like how many students you have, how many computers are available in your institute in a lab, the lab connectivity, speed, these types of things we require.
Yeah, I can get that. But in main campus, we have a lot of departments which are going to use this facility, right? They have around 4 or 5 engineering departments. They have physics, chemistry. Maybe it could be required in mathematics as well, right? Same way we have the 5 departments here in at Talwandi Sabo. So what I would like to do is, like, we have engineering departments here, we have management, we have sciences, we have engineering. So why don't we add these 5 departments as also as the departments of university and get things done?
Sure, sir. We will take a lead and we will discuss with the Vice Chancellor about.
Yeah, we can discuss separately also. I mean, you can take up the matter with the activity separately.
Sir, actually, in the EOI form, as well, it is mentioned that you have to write up all like how many students you have in your college, how many faculty members are there. So for starting phase, what you have to do, you have to send us the EOI form. Like Punjab University is
that we can do it. That we can send it to you. Not an issue at all.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay,
yeah.
sir.
We can send it to you, and then further you can coordinate with the.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can coordinate the other things with our nodal coordinator.
Instead of making multiple contact points, I mean, what I have found is one single contact point would be better for Roorkee and for us as well.
Oh yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah.
So I think now, if there are no questions, can we wind up the session?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Dr. Josen. So Dr. Vikas, please.
Yes, sir. Yes,
take
sir.
the lead for the further.
Yes, sir. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. I think it was a wonderful session. In fact, like I have been always wondering like what these virtual labs are all about it. Like regarding he told about the Sakshat project, the online project where like they told about NPTEL, then spoken tutorials and virtual labs. Virtual labs, it has been an awesome understanding, sir. I think it was like you are sitting in a lab, and I find like it's more user friendly, where like students, anybody can do fearlessly all the experiments, because the chances of happening chances of happening any accident is like least, like there is no chance rather, right, I'll say. So I think this will be a fearless learning for the students without any cost and as per the availability of time with them. I think Punjabi University Patiala would like to be partner in understanding this project further, sir. This has been a wonderful experience. Or sir, like we are highly grateful to the team, IIT Roorkee, Mr. Amit, Mr. Chetan, Mr. Pankaj, and all other Mr. Jasdeep, like those who like took this time to explain all these concepts to everybody. Like we have lot many viewers, not only on the Zoom platform, like lot many people, they are connected through like YouTube channel of CELTI live on the program, and people, they are very enthusiastic and they are finding it very useful. So first of all, sir, we extend our like sincere sense of gratitude. Like we're highly grateful to you for this wonderful session. We are highly grateful to our Vice Chancellor, Professor Arvind, like who's under great leadership, like we have been able to perform, or like the Center of E-Learning has been able to share the wider knowledge which is available all across. We can share it with our colleagues. We are thankful to our director, campus director, Dr. Jasbir Singh Ji Hundal, for being so anxious about putting up this project at the regional campuses also, because I think this is more required at the regional campuses where like people, they don't have access to these kind of things. And I think this will be a wonderful inning opening, rather, I'll say, sir. Then last but not the least, like we are thankful to all the participants like connected to us through Zoom and YouTube for this great learning. And last, Professor Vishal, director for the center, like who has been always on his toes to like share maximum whatever is available in, there. Like, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for taking lead. Thank you, Josen, sir. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, Vishal, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
In the last, I think I'll do injustice if I will not say thanks to my team for Center for E-Learning and Teaching Excellence, Dr. Vikas Deep and Dr. Gurpreet Singh Josen, who are always taking the lead in organizing the event without any glitches and hassles. So thank you very much, Dr. Vikas and Dr. Josen. So yes, sir, you were saying something.
Sir, could everybody please open their video so that we can take a snapshot of that particular video for the attendees?
I request all to please open your videos so that they can take a one snap. Okay, thank you very much. So thank you for joining. Thank you, Dr. Hundalji, for encouraging words. So thank you very much to all of you. Thank you, IIT Roorkee team. So will we remain in touch with you? Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day. Bye.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Vishal, sir, can I close the meeting formally?